What's going on, guys? Sotis here, and today what I wanted to talk about is the AC-130, because pretty much an armored kill, a lot of people are saying it's underpowered, it's overpowered, depending on the kind of situation you are, and I think it's perfectly balanced. So I'm going to talk about Rush. This is the map on an armored kill on Rush where we were attacking. It was my first time in the AC-130 attacking, and I go something like 30-3 using the main cannon. The main cannon is going to get you a lot more kills than the chain gun, the 35mm that it's got on it. But pretty much why people are saying it's overpowered is because you can see on this map they'll spawn and they're I don't know, like 30-40 meters away from the MCOM, and they're out in open fields. And on this map you're able to pop your flares when people are shooting the stingers at you, and you're able to see where they are and start putting some rounds on them. And once the MCOM gets planted, you're able to keep sustained fire on that MCOM where they're not able to get anywhere near it, or right when they get near it they're just going to get killed from the cannon. And a lot of people are saying this is overpowered because you just need too many people to take down the AC-130. I don't think that's the case, just because a lot of people are saying it's overpowered just because you've got this small tight area and it's this gunship. That's pretty much what it's supposed to do. And when you go and you look, what I would highly suggest people doing if they're having trouble with this is you need to have at least 2 or 3 dedicated people shooting the stingers and the eagles, and you got to take down the AC-130 right away. You'll see in some clips coming up where I'm the only one in the AC-130. There's no one trying to spot the attack helicopter, because typically they'll either get an attack helicopter or a plane as the defenders. And pretty much what ended up happening was everyone on the ground was actually playing the objectives, trying to go to the MCOMs, and I'm trying to do some suppressive fire, and I get taken out fairly quickly. I think it's about 30 seconds or so, and it's twice in a row where I ended up getting taken out real quickly here, because they never actually ended up shooting down the helicopter, which was kind of surprising too, because the helicopters are paperweights now. That's pretty much what I'm calling them. And so when I spawn right here, I'm going to get a few kills, but the helicopter is going to end up killing me by the time I find him. And that's something you got to watch out too. If you're in the helicopter or the plane, if you stay just below the gun range, because the anti-air guns can't aim down that high, and so you can easily take them out if you're using proper tactics. And so I think he kills me twice, and then what ends up happening the third time is he gets kind of cocky and he flies above the AC-130, so I'm able to switch to the anti-air guns and take him out at least. And I know a lot of people are saying, on Conquest at least, it needs to be buff, it needs to get more armor or something. I think it's completely fine, just because you have this wide spread out area, and number one, you can paradrop out of it, which is pretty good, pretty great. And one thing you've got to watch out for too when you're paradropping out is when there's 2 type of options when you actually get to spawn in the AC-130, and there's the actual paradrop, it says, or you have the white one where you actually can spawn into the gun seats. And I probably could have had the helicopter there if I would have seen him a little bit earlier. And pretty much what ended up happening there, I was the only one. You pop your flares, and I actually ended up switching seats. So if you're ever in the AC-130 by yourself, switch seats, pop flares, then pop back into the other seat, and you'll have your other set of flares with you. And it's something that can make you live a little bit longer. And one thing I can say is don't forget to zoom in when you're using the cannon or even the other the chain gun on. It's just because it's so much easier to see people. Make sure you're spotting people. And this is a kind of a mistake right here, where I kind of knew where the igloo was coming from, but I wasn't really sure where, because I wasn't paying attention when I actually saw it. But I just think it's like completely balanced and stuff. It's something that the defending team, if they take out right away, or they focus taking out on it right away, the defending team will do a decent job at least. But it's just like the Amtrak. If you don't take it out right away, it's just going to lead to more and bigger problems down the road, which it's understandable. That's why you need someone just focus firing on the AC-130 all the time. It takes about, I think it's like 35 seconds, 45 seconds for it to spawn. So if you pop a few missiles, go run, try to kill a few people out, you should start looking for the air, because it's going to be there pretty soon. And if it can get a few people killed before you can start engaging it, that can lead to some bigger problems too. Because say if there was a C4 guy running up to a vehicle and the AC-130 ended up killing it, that's going to, handicap your team a little bit more by the time that C4 guy spawns. Maybe he spawns on an Igla guy, which will happen a lot of the times. That's how you get your double and your triple kills with the AC-130s. You'll have someone spawn next to an Igla person, and the AC-130 is already engaging that Igla person, and what will end up happening is they go and they end up dying. But I mean, I think just people are whining too much. I think it's perfectly balanced and fine. If you've got planes protecting the AC-130 or people spotting planes and helicopters and telling you where they are, I think it's just perfectly fine. It's got 2 flares. Both the flares recharge. Love the look of the flares though too. That's always pretty cool. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this. And I got one little last run coming up right here. Actually, this is where I ended up killing the helicopters. He killed me 3 times. I was getting a little mad at the team. But if people are playing the objective, like you can see right here, the AC-130 spawned. I get into it, and the helicopter's already engaging me. He timed it pretty much perfectly, and he knew about where it was. His only problem is that he ended up flying above the AC-130, which is something you can't do in the helicopter too, just because it's a slow-moving vehicle compared to the planes, where you're able to put it on your afterburners, and the gunners aren't going to be able to keep up with you. But I think it's completely balanced. I know a lot of people are saying it's underpowered, overpowered, depending on the map, but that's just my personal take on it. And hope you guys enjoyed this, and thanks for watching.